Hello, good morning. Today I'm going to teach you how to backwash your spill, like your spool. First, always make sure to have it on timeout mode, as here. You can switch it here on this button, have it on timeout mode. That will turn off your system. If it doesn't turn off, make sure to turn off the breaker, right here. Well, that worked, so it's off. You go back over here to your filter. As you can see here, you can see filter and backwash right here. Filter and backwash. So Bernardo, what do I do now, Bernardo? Good question. Yeah, put it wherever it's facing, that's where the water is going to go. So you have it in backwash mode, and now we go back to turn on the filter. It's already right here. You turn on the filter, and as you can see, the water is coming out through that hose, and you're backwashing the filter as we speak. Usually just wait like 10 seconds or two. You see that the water's clear. So that should be good enough. What do you do now? You just turn it off. That's again here. Or the breaker. You really need the breaker too if it's still moving. You go back here. A quick tip that I recommend you do before finishing up. Always put it back on filter. Facing back on filter. Like so. Then you go back. And you do a little rinse cycle with your filter so you can make sure you get all the DE out. You go right here, click it for 5 seconds, wait for the machine to run 5 seconds, turn it back off, turn it back on, give another 5 seconds. You can do this 3 times, either 2 to 3 times should work. Just give it a little rinse, then you turn it back off, and then you go back. This is a little bit of back and forth. Pretty much that's all it really is. Face it back to backwash so we can finish backwash. Go back. Turn your filter back on. Give it wait for the water to turn clear once again. You should probably take between, depending on the pool, no more than 30 seconds, I would say. And then always make sure to turn it back off. And always crucial, always go back, make sure that you always put it back on filter mode. Back on filter mode. Make sure so no water will come back out when you're adding the DE. So come back here. You turn on the system. And now the final step or your backwash is to add the DE. But since your backwash, always make sure to watch the pressure gauge. That's what will give you a good the pressure gauge is this right here. Always set it up, after your backwash, always set it up where it's clean. So 12, 14, this one's at a 16. And as you can tell, this is a DE filter. You can set, it says it on the cap right here. You can read right here. It says required amount of DE per pound, 6. So since we backwash with that DE right now, and so we have to recharge the pump itself. And how do we recharge the DE, Bernardo? That's a good question, YouTube. You go back to your pool, like so. You have the DE ready to go. Always make sure, for this one, let me just clean it up. Always make sure to take everything out. Skimmer back. You wouldn't want to have any DE left here. So this one is 1 pound per scoop. So you really just need 6 and make sure you're clean. 1. All right, that's it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you can tell, this skimmer is closer to the pump, so this one always gets the better suction. I always recommend using the one closer to the pump. Make sure it's clean. Add some water. Make sure it's cleared up. It clears up. filter looks nice. Since it's leaf season, you're gonna have a lot of leaves, so do all you can. Put it back together, and that should do it. Thank y'all.